It's like Courtney Laughlin willed it into existence. We talk about The Bachelorette. Thank you for all your work, Courtney, bringing us everything Bachelorette. And you talked about Jason Foster, the local guy, and poof, like magic, there he is. Welcome to the show, Jason. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great, and we so appreciate you being on the show. So a little background here. Courtney and I, not only do we work together, but we're really good friends. And so when she found that you were from the DC area, and I'm like, I know how to stalk people. Let me use my resources, my social media resources, and see if this guy really lives in the DC area. We're bound to have a random connection in common somewhere. On the socials. And certainly we did find it on LinkedIn out of all the places. That was not where I thought I would find you on there. And you were so gracious and so kind to respond to me and start up a dialogue.
Absolutely. I love responding to everybody and talking to everybody. Absolutely.
So obviously Tommy, you say the poof of how Jason ended up on here is because of you, Kelly. And they have so graciously titled me as, I guess, like now the Bachelorette insider. I got to be honest, I was not a huge fan of the show. I kind of watched it here and there. And then for some reason this season with Claire, I thought it was a great season to watch, especially with not a lot else going on. And obviously when I found out that you were from the DC area, how cool, great connection back to our show here in DC. So I do have some questions about the show. Yeah. I really want to know the first night when you pull up to, I mean, it wasn't the Bachelor Mansion this time, but what is that like? Do they give you a rundown? You know, we sat here before the show and we're talking about what we're going to talk about. Did they give you a rundown about what to expect on that first night when you pull up, get out in the limo?
Nope. Basically, like you have a certain amount of guys in a limo, and you sit there, and they kind of give you just go out there, step to the side, go to your introduction. So did my introduction, and I'll tell you this: like, I played football, and I've played in front of like large crowds. It was probably the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. That was nerve-wracking. So yeah.
So do they give you at least like a schedule of like, hey, this is the time that you're going to be picked up in the limo, and this is when you're going to the mansion?
I mean, yeah, there's times where we're able to, I mean, they'll give us like rundowns of like, hey, here's the times we're going to be going out. But most of the time we just listen to what we're told and we just go off and do it.
So I know that Kelly and I, and even Tommy too, are like huge like fashion people. Mm-hmm. How do you pack for something like that? And how many suitcases did you have? I don't know if I could do it, to be honest.
I brought one suitcase.
Wow.
I only brought suits. Like, I brought a suit bag, and then I brought one suitcase, knowing that we're going to Palm Springs in July where it's 120 degrees, and we're not going to be traveling. So shorts, t-shirts. And for me, I'm probably like the least fashion kind of guy out there. So I wear t-shirts and jeans. So that was me. I don't wear like button-ups or like, collared shirts. So yeah.
What has life been like re-entry, right? Like, you're back in Arlington, Virginia. There's still a pandemic going on. Like, are people recognizing you in the street? Or you got stalkers like me, hitting you up on Twitter and LinkedIn?
Actually, I go to the grocery store, and sometimes people, obviously have a mask on. But when I walk outside sometimes and I take it off, and people will stop me. Like, are you Jason from the back there? Like, do I say yes? Obviously say yes. I'm like, yeah, it's me. How you guys doing? And then they're like, oh, it's so nice to see you. I was like, yeah, nice to meet you guys as well. So I get that sometimes. But no, I feel like it's back to normal with me. My job treats me like I never left. I never was on the show. So that's awesome. So yeah, back to normal, back to my average life.
Was the married mother of two on LinkedIn the weirdest approach you've gotten? Obviously, it was professional for you to be on the show, but have there been stranger approaches by people?
There's been a lot of LinkedIn messages. There's been a lot. And I'm trying to, so this is the thing, I'm trying to respond back to every single person and say, thank you so much for the support. Thank you. And obviously I'm trying to do my full-time job as well. So it's like both. I'm trying to like do both, and it's a lot. So I'm doing my best to respond to everybody.
How do they really treat you like normal? You're just on The Bachelorette, for goodness sake. Whether people love the show, hate the show, like, I mean, I feel like how are your coworkers that cool that they're like, hey, What's up, Jason? How was your weekend?
That's exactly what they say. They don't even care. And then I was like, yeah, it's just Jason. That's exactly how they look at it. Like, oh, it's just Jay. Like he did something cool and awesome, but now he's back to himself in his real world life.
Well, we got really excited because when we were doing some research for this interview, we saw that you went to a Caps game, and you may have noticed in the back of particularly Courtney's background, you'll see she is a Caps fan. She is a sports reporter and does analysis on the Caps. So she thought you were a Caps fan.
I was really excited about this. I'm not going to lie. I was like, he's a Caps fan. This is awesome. And then somebody told me that you're not.
I am a New York Rangers fan. So I went to the game just out of coincidence because it was a playoff game. So I was like, what else do I have to do tonight? Oh, let's just get playoff tickets. So I went to the game because I love hockey. I grew up with hockey in Vermont. So loving my brother played hockey. So I'm a huge, huge Rangers fan. We used to go to Rangers games. So I'm sorry.
I might be able to let it slide. Only if you answer this question truthfully, though. What are your thoughts on Henrik Lundqvist coming to DC?
It's tough because, Ranger his whole career, but he's getting old. So if he wants to come over here to Washington and play for the Capitals and let a few goals in with the Rangers, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
He's still one of the best goalies of all time. He's still one of the best goalies in Rangers history. I love him. He'll retire as a Ranger. He'll come back and retire as a Ranger. So, I mean, if he wants to come here, let him come here.
I mean, I know Caps fans are really excited. The King, obviously, as everybody calls him, to have him in DC. Is he one of your favorite players?
Yeah.
Or was he?
Yeah, I would say. But I grew up with like the Mark Messier's, the Wayne Gretzky's, and Sean Avery's. So those are the guys like I looked up to.
How many other Bachelorette interviews brought up Lundqvist? I'm just asking for a friend.
I like it, though. You want to talk hockey? Let's talk hockey all day.
Hey, I will talk hockey all day, every day.
We'll leave you two alone. Bye.
I mean, do you think that Tampa Bay was the right team to win the Stanley Cup?
So, okay, this is I'm glad you brought this up. It's so hard to say because, obviously we went into, the pandemic and they shut down and they went to the bubble. So you had teams who were on a roll, like the Bruins were on a roll, the Avalanche were crushing it, Washington, like the Caps were on a roll, and then all of a sudden they just halted everything. And it's like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want us to not work out? Do you want us to practice? And all of a sudden you expect to get back into the groove of things in late July and going into this bubble in August. Obviously you've been out of playing hockey for so long. It's like, anything can happen. It's a brand new season. So yeah. I don't know if they were the right team. They just hit it at the right moment. I mean,
so do you think that there should have been an asterisk then on the Stanley Cup with them being the champion? This is a legit question.
I'm not going there because obviously, if the Yankees won the World Series, I could say the same thing. No.
But I think the argument is that baseball. I know a lot of people said, okay, baseball. It was a shortened season, right? This wasn't really a shortened season for the NHL. They played 70-something games and then they stopped and then they played the rest. I don't know. Obviously there's not, but I'm just curious to see. It wasn't a lockout season, right? I mean, and that season, a shortened season, they did put an asterisk on the cup, but should there have been? I don't know. I'm saying no, but.
No, I agree. And I think no, because, you're still playing at a high level against the best of the best, and you still have to compete and show up and win, and then obviously execute the game plan. So I say no as well. It's just obviously people are going to have this notion that since it was, a shortened season, anything can happen. What happens if there's 165 games in baseball? Do you think, the Dodgers are going to win the whole thing? I don't know. They choke every year. So
I thought this was supposed to be a Bachelorette show, not a sports show.
Sorry, we're back. What do we miss? I have a bridge question from Bachelorette to sports.
Yes.
How did they keep you all healthy? Was it like the NBA bubble, but for dating? How did everyone stay safe? Because it's the cast, but then you also have people making food and all the people coming in and everything. How did that all go down?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we they took the right protocols and the right precautions within the CDC guidelines. So we quarantined, when we got there for several days, did several tests. Then obviously there's testing every day. So they did a very good job of handling that at the highest level. And I think that, and to be completely fair, we're at probably the safest place in the country. We were in this one large bubble. No one can get in, no one can get out. And it was just us. So it was great.
I have one more follow-up question about what it was like there. Food.
Yeah.
Did you guys have like a chef? Did you Uber Eats? What happens if you woke up at 2:00 in the morning, we're starving?
There was plenty of snacks. There was awesome snacks there, plenty of good food. Food was amazing there. So, La Quinta did an amazing job of giving us all the meals. They provided us with awesome meals, both healthy and also if you wanted to be me like an ex-offensive lineman and be fat. Yeah, of course. I went nuts. So, yeah.
Jason, are you dating? I mean, I know it's weird to be out of the bubble and now you're back, but obviously everyone knows you're single. You're a local celebrity now. Are you dating anybody?
I'm not a celebrity. I'm still the average guy, happy guy. But no, I'm not dating it right now. I'm just taking it day by day, see what happens next.
You're not on any of the apps?
No, I haven't had those apps in like 18 months.
Do you have a dog?
I don't.
What do you do for fun?
It's a great question. What can we do for fun right now during
I know. You seem like a really outgoing guy. Obviously, they picked you because you had some sort of characteristics that were appealing to be added to the show. Yeah. I'm just trying to get a sense of because I have a reason. I'm getting there, and I'm hoping my colleague Tommy will help me along.
No, honestly, I go for runs. I try to stay active. My job consumes me all the time, so I'm trying to keep up and get back in the swing of things. And obviously, I have a lot of people that kind of ask me questions, and I do a lot within my job and responsibilities. So that really keeps me pretty occupied all day. But other than that, that's kind of it right now until things go back to normal.
Tommy?
Sorry, I looked like we froze there for a second. Go ahead, Walker.
Perfect date. No. I did this in my last one question. Perfect date in DC.
Perfect
what
date.
Would that be?
Oh my God, perfect date in DC.
I mean, obviously a Caps game, but we can't do that right now.
I was just gonna say a Caps game, Nationals versus Yankees, center field, summer, beers, food, and then walk over to some sort of bar, karaoke, dancing. Maybe get down to Georgetown, to the waterfront. Who knows? Maybe get on a boat the next day. I don't know. I'm feeling.
Oh, that's a weekend date.
Oh yeah, it's a weekend kind of event.
I mean, the guy lived in a bubble for a date, so I feel like it's a quick one for you.
I would do anything, and honestly, you put me anywhere, on the water, in the mountains. I love being outside. Love it.
Do you play tennis?
I do, but I'm awful.
Okay, great.
Yep. I'm awful at golf, but I'll just sit in the car all day and drink.
So want to bring this up because Courtney Laughlin is also single and she's getting back into the dating world. I'm not fixing you guys up. Don't worry. Your poor publicist on the phone. She's like, no, stop. That's not what's happening here. You two connect on your own time. That's your own business. All right. I'm not in the matchmaking game, but she has, she applied for a regional Bachelor show that never went off, but she got her first intro line together. And as someone who has great intro line,
Yep.
I was wondering if we could show you hers and you could give us some feedback.
I would love it. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Give it up for Courtney Laughlin!
Hi, I'm Courtney Laughlin, a DC sports broadcaster. Some consider me hockey royalty, and I'm looking for love and loyalty.
Courtney, do you have my ring?
Love it. That was awesome. That was amazing. Are you kidding me? That was probably better than mine.
Well, all of the props go to Tommy. Tommy, you made me look great.
Tommy, that was good. That was very good, Tommy.
No, we're not talking about my singleness. I'm very happily married, Jason. But thank you anyway. So as you're finding your way back into the dating world, eventually, when you figure out when you want to do that again, are you now having come from an experience like The Bachelorette? Are you looking for someone who has that bam, first line, or are you just gonna find someone on a run on the Crescent Trail?
I like to run on the trail. Yeah, I don't need the one-liners. I'm just more of like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm Jason. What's up? You want to do the ass out?
So that one-liner didn't work then.
I don't know. I didn't really get to watch like Claire's reaction since I was walking into the house, and like obviously she does like a look back, and she's like, "Oh, it's funny. That was hilarious." But like really in the back of her mind, she's like, "What a dumbass." Like, I couldn't tell. So I don't know if it worked, but I mean, I got the first one-on-one, so maybe it worked. Who knows?
Jason Foster, man, it is great to have you join us. Thank you for your time. You're so generous with your time, and you're such a good sport.
Absolutely.
You live here. Don't be a stranger. We're not going anywhere either.
Yeah, and we have connections, Nats tickets, obviously Capitals tickets with Courtney. So when everything turns back to normal and we're all vaccinated, and hopefully that will be this summer.
Hopefully.
Keep in touch. We'd love to stay connected to see how you're doing.
I would love that. Thank you so much for having me, guys. And happy Thanksgiving.
You only get sarcasm from me. Happy Thanksgiving. Jason Foster, thanks for joining us, man. Happy Thanksgiving.